If you've got 3 defining moments in your life, for example, what are they for you?
My first defining moment was being held responsible for my brothers and sisters. Being the eldest of 5, Dad made me, he calls it the flag bearer.
Yeah.
And
At what age?
I was about 7.
Right.
And so from the age of 7, anything that happened to my siblings, it was my fault.
Right.
If my siblings had less than 80% in their school report, it was my fault.
Yep.
So it really made me focus outwards. So much so that in our organization, it's defining, because today I'm still focusing on the weakest one in our organization.
Yep.
The second most defining moment for me was my brother's cancer. When he had leukemia, that truly shifted my set of values. Actually, whenever someone's about to die or whenever death is in your life, all your values are reset, right?
Yes.
And that's when I went back to, hold on, what are the true values? And that, to me, changed my complete being. I decided to no longer run after money, but to make sure that whenever I spend time with someone, that it's always something that you can relive later on and be fond about. That you say to yourself, well, I didn't waste his life. And the third most defining moment for me was leaving my parents when I was just 20. There are people who have left their parents way beforehand, but I would say that when I left my parents, mentally I was probably still 14. I did not have any notion of money. I was a spoiled kid. I probably also lost a circle of friends that were in the hundreds in Belgium. And I went to a place where I had to relearn everything. Relearn about friendship, relearn about money. So much so that nowadays the organization that we've built, that's my family. They have become the family that I have embraced. And that reminds me of a song that says that people in my family are not necessarily the people of blood. They're not just blood relatives. The people in my family are the people I've chosen. The people who were born maybe from different fathers and mothers, but who were chosen to be part of my journey.
I find that interesting in as much as those defining moments in your life. There's only one of the 3, I imagine, that was chosen by you, which is coming to Australia. The first defining moment was really one where, and I know you've had this with your father all of your life, that he imposed on you his iron will. That you're responsible for your family. With your brother and his leukemia, well, that's from God. Nobody chose that one. The one that you did choose was to come to Australia, and I think that that's a really interesting thing, because that was the defining moment perhaps that has defined the rest of your life. I also find it interesting that the first defining moment of your life was your father imposing his iron will on you to be responsible for your children. Now, when I said before about people seeing you as being a tough guy, you are your father imposing your iron will on your family, like your children, to make sure that they succeed. Interesting how life goes full circle.